Welcome back, YouTubers, to another... Oh, this is where I'd usually say WWE, but instead today I'm saying Ring of Honor. As you can see by the title, today we're going to be reviewing Ring of Honor Best in the World iPPV 2011. This is going to be a great pay-per-view in my opinion. Make sure you guys subscribe up above to us, of course, like this video, and comment your thoughts on the show down below.
And make sure you contact us in the links in the description box below.
Yes, indeed. One thing I will say, MJ, is just to start us off, after we watched our first Ring of Honor pay-per-view, which was Ring of Honor Take Center Stage Chapter 1, we was very impressed by it. After being new watchers, we were kind of really looking forward to reviewing this pay-per-view. It's kind of a new thing as well. So, and then you've got, you know, for us, it's kind of a new thing. But then you've got this whole Ring of Honor TV deal coming as well, haven't you? Which
that should be worth looking forward to, because that means like Ring of Honor are going to appear more for the viewers to see, so it should be good. And
with that there, I'm just really hoping. I was really hoping I would see a good pay-per-view, pay-per-view today, and. From the reviews I saw and everything, because we're reviewing this a week late, apparently it was very good. So, which is another reason why I really wanted to watch this. Any thoughts before I go into my little rant at the beginning?
Well, all I'm going to say is that again, being Ring of Honor starter, because obviously this is just me getting into it. Again, I was hoping for this to be a good pay-per-view.
Yep. But the thing is though, I have to start off with a rant, because for me personally, I wanted to see the dark. The dark match was Generation Me, which is Jeremy and Max Buck from TNA, against Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. So it's kind of like a two high-flying tag teams match. And it was a dark match, and I really wanted to see that on the card. And when you have a 15-minute intermission, you kind of think to yourself, could they not fit that on there? Could they not put that on the card? Because I really wanted to see it, and now I have to buy the DVD, which is $20 to see it. And you know, I'm not really sure I want to pay that much for a DVD.
No.
I mean, I barely pay £5 for a DVD, if I'm honest. But yeah, NJ, get us rolling. Go on, get us rolling, NJ. Go on to the start.
And for an opener of Ring of Honor, we had Tommaso Ciampa versus Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana's a guy who's been with Ring of Honor for a long time. He's very over with the crowd. And then you had this undefeated guy in Tommaso Ciampa as well. He was undefeated going into this. So you kind of thought he might win, especially with him being, I think he's a kind of new guy to Ring of Honor at the moment. What did you think of the actual match itself as an opener, as a starter to the pay-per-view we saw?
Not the most exciting matches, but for an opener, I guess. It didn't even get the crowd really going, which was a letdown. I
expected more reaction from this crowd, purely because they're Ring of Honor. I expect Ring of Honor crowds to be very hyped up and loud, but again, I agree with you. There wasn't too much reaction, I didn't think.
And like, for the first match, you want to get the crowd going, you want to get the thing, but this just was a letdown.
I think you had the right guy in there in Colt Cabana, because Colt Cabana is very over with the crowd. He's a Ring of Honor original, and I believe, and you have this undefeated guy. The match was very innovative. I like the way they did the match. They used very technical, slow style moves at times, but the problem is it was overdone a little bit in places. It wore thin in some places, in my opinion. So really, for me, it wasn't the best opener. But Tommaso Ciampa picks up the win to carry on his undefeated streak. With Colt Cabana being so over with the crowd, why can't I'm just thinking make him win? But I guess the undefeated streak thing kind of works.
Yeah, I think with undefeated streaks, you really want it to end in a rivalry, in a good feud.
Yeah.
So I think with that just being a starter, I don't think it should have ended with the undefeated streak.
The match itself lasted for 7 minutes. As an opener, this wasn't the best, but it was still a half-decent match. I liked the way they did it. It's just that I don't think, as an opener, it was incredibly good. I don't think it was Ring of Honor's best opener they've had. I still think Ring of Honor's Take Center Stage, Michael Elgin versus El Generico, was better as an opener, in my opinion. Shall we move? Do you want any more thoughts, or should we move on to the next match?
I'll quickly move on from this match, because this match didn't really do much.
Okay, let's go. The next match we had involves Jay Lethal returning to Ring of Honor for the first time since, I believe, 2007. I'm not entirely sure what year, but he's returning to Ring of Honor for the first time at an pay-per-view.
And the thing is,
he popped, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. When he came out, the crowd was like, yeah!
Yeah! The thing is, a guy like Jay Lethal, when he's returning, a guy who's been in TNA, who was actually beating AJ Styles last year, and the guy who used to take on an image of a macho man, is always going to be over with the crowd, especially when he's making his debut. So big pop there. The trouble is, it didn't continue into the match, did it, that much? I expected more reaction, in my opinion, just from the match itself.
Let down. Reaction tonight weren't best.
Yeah. So yeah, Jay Lethal against Mike Bennett. I was impressed with the match itself. I think Mike Bennett is a kind of like more sports entertainer guy than the sort of traditional Ring of Honor type wrestler that they would have. He was a bit more sports entertainment type, which is kind of what Ring of Honor might need when they kind of mix it up in their TV deal.
They tried to make this match entertaining. I give them that because they did have all these moves flying around the ring, and they did try.
Jay Lethal wins with the Macho Man elbow drop. What better way to pay homage to Macho Man than to win with a Macho Man elbow drop? I've got to give him that.
Well, the thing is, I know it was the Macho Man thing, but it's one of those moves that you think that can't finish a match.
Yeah, I know, but at least it pays homage to a legend, and I don't. It's Jay Lethal's finisher, so I guess it does work in this match.
It finishes an elbow drop. Okay.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not a cross arm breaker like Del Rio, but. So basically, Jay Lethal defeats Mike Bennett in his first Ring of Honor pay-per-view match for a couple of years, which is really a surprise. Really, you kind of expected Jay Lethal to win this. People that return usually win, so it's no surprise to me, to be honest. Both Jay Lethal and Mike Bennett impressed me, so I'd say this match was successful in my opinion. It got 10 minutes as well, so it got plenty of time.
It did. I'd give it a thumbs up for that match.
To see Jay Lethal as well on Ring of Honor is going to be awesome.
It is.
Let's move on, NJ. Next, we had a no-holds-barred match between Homicide and Rhino. Rhino, of course, being the new bodyguard of the Embassy, which is this big faction in Ring of Honor at the moment. What did you think of the match yourself? Personally, I'm not a very big Homicide or Rhino fan, but I just want to know your thoughts on the actual no-holds-barred and the way they used the weapons and stuff.
Go! Go! Go!
Is that the only thing you care about?
Go!
What about the match itself, though? I thought they used weapons okay. I thought they were going to use a couple more, but... you know, to be honest, it didn't make either wrestler look weak, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. Especially the post-match, which was quite good in my opinion.
Go!
Is that what you're going to say? You're going to be like the sort of Ron Simmons of, or whatever his name is, Farouk of the show.
Go!
Oh my god, you are, aren't you? Yeah, but basically, as NJ's saying, after the match, Homicide won the match. Both wrestlers looked pretty strong in this match, I think. We had the sunset flip ending, which was a little bit weird, but the match lasted 10 minutes. And then we had the gore through the table. God, you made me jump there, NJ. You had the gore through the table at the end of the match, which I thought was brilliant. I personally, that was a highlight of the match for me. So both guys looked strong, and that's pretty much what this match was, really, wasn't it? Winner was Homicide. Rhino looked strong. Homicide also looked strong. Go! The fourth match on this Ring of Honor Best of the World 2011 card was Michael Elgin with Truth Martini. You say he looked a bit like John Morrison. I say he looks a little bit more like Iggy Pop, but whatever, we can mix the two up. Against Steve Corino with Jimmy Jacobs. Before the match, we had this whole thing about, will Kevin Steen appear? Will Kevin Steen be there?
And he did.
Yeah, pretty much came through the crowd, and then he got stopped by the security guy. No, you can't come in because you're banned from Ring of Honor. Maybe he just thought he was supposed to appear at the beginning of... Yeah, that. Maybe he just thought he was supposed to appear at the beginning when actually he was supposed to appear at the end. What about the match itself, though? The problem is, I think it took them a while... It really bugged me how like the attention from the segment to the match kind of really sort of didn't take off very well, in my opinion.
No, the match was really slow because of it. It didn't move as quick as I was hoping for.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have Michael Elgin and Steve Corino. They're two very big guys. At least it's a kind of different style they incorporated. They were very slow, but it was a decent match for two bigger guys, especially for a guy like Michael Elgin, who's younger talent. And I'm glad he won the match, in all honesty.
And it weren't really the match that was the main thing.
No.
It was the follow-on after the match.
Oh, Kevin Steen, NJ, I'll give you a mic. What did Kevin Steen say?
Fuck Ring of Honor!
He said, fuck Ring of Honor, and then he turns and attacks Corino and Jacobs. So I don't really know what's going on there, as we haven't really followed it too much. I'm guessing Kevin Steen is heel now, though.
But then again, even if he is a heel, this guy in pink shirt, I really forgot his name. The one who was running it, I think, was...
Jim Cornette.
I think that's his name.
Yeah.
He said, you are not going to step into the Ring of Honor ring!
Yeah. So the match itself wasn't the best, but the storyline and the sort of Kevin Steen thing kind of made up for it. It was just a really good, fuck you moment kind of thing, wasn't it? There.
He had his final say,
and hopefully he will return because Kevin Steen is a great wrestler, a great heel as well. This is one of the reasons I didn't like him coming in as a face. I wanted him to be a heel, so that's one of the reasons I'm glad he did that. He's a better heel than face.
Well, he's done it now, so yeah, go.
So let's move on to the title matches of the evening after this intermission. Subscribe to the British Fist on WWE Daniels 01 on YouTube, Facebook.com/British Fist. Oh, sorry, we were just having an intermission because Ring of Honor like to have these 15-minute intermissions. Yeah, it doesn't help the flow of the show, really, does it? This intermission.
No, and the thing is, it went on too long. We were just skipping past it. We just thought this really does suck.
Yeah,
there's some good moments in it, but overall, nah.
One thing I will say here, Ring of Honor, is instead of having a 15 to 20 minute intermission where you hype your matches, why don't you spread it across the course of the night and hype some, and have some backstage segments or some interviews or some promos before the matches rather than just having it all here, because it kind of just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it weren't needed after we watched it.
The dark match could have gone there as well.
That is a good point, yeah.
I don't know. After that lovely intermission that we both loved immensely, didn't we, NJ? That pretty much says it all. We have our first title match of the evening. We have our Ring of Honor World Television Championship match now reinstated because they're actually on TV. Between Elgin and Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels being the current champion with Truth Martini. And he plays a good heel, doesn't he, Christopher Daniels?
Of course. Like, him throughout the match, I'm going to say he did everything right. He did exactly what a heel should do.
Yeah, and I love the way the match itself was very good. It lasted, 20 minutes? I really did like this match. Like I said, Christopher Daniels plays a great heel. El Generico is this good sort of comeback mask character, the generic luchador, I think they like to call him.
He was very good, because I think he had back forward from both wrestlers, so I'm going to say that was good.
It's great because it's a mid-card match, but they have incredible ability to entertain, which is why this match I thought was really good. And I think I love the way Daniels put the belt on near the end. It was I love the way they do sort of things like that other companies.
I'm going to win this match, so I'm going to put the belt on.
Yeah, and then we had the ending, which was a little bit botched. The ending was botched, but I'll give it. They ended it at the right time because the crowd at that point were at its real peak, weren't they?
They were.
They wanted this match They wanted the winner to be decided then, and they got it. It's just a shame the ending was botched.
Because I heard them from all the way in another room.
Yeah. Why, were you in the toilet or something?
Or somewhere, yeah.
I don't know, you might have missed the ending. So basically, our new TV champion is El Generico, which I think is good because El Generico has come off a rivalry with, Kevin Steen. He lost to Michael Elgin or I can't remember. I think he beat him. I don't really know. But I think he's the kind of guy that needs a TV championship around him. And although, like I said, although the ending was botched, I thought it was a very good match. What did you think to it?
Yeah, I'd say it was good because obviously I'm a fan of Christopher Daniels. I like the way he is. So yeah, I say him as a heel, he did brilliantly.
A definite thumbs up for me. Next, we had a much anticipated match to determine the best tag team in Ring of Honor, and by golly, Ring of Honor have got some fucking good tag teams. It was a 4-way elimination tag team match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, and who did we start off with in this match, NJ?
The world's greatest tag team, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, and we also had the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark.
The All Night Express, I can't say his name.
Titus.
And Kenny King.
Who you actually quite like.
I've got to like them, yeah, they're pretty good wrestlers.
You described them as the guys in black, I believe. Anyway, and then the last team we had was, of course, the Kings of Wrestling, Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli. Two people that I believe have had a tryout with WWE. Let's hope WWE do sign them because they are actually a very good talent, as we saw from this match, of course. All 4 of them are good.
Yeah, I said they all did brilliantly. The match went on for a great amount of time.
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Ooh. And at first I thought, could that be too much? But
with eliminations in there as well, though, it kind of makes sense a little bit, doesn't it?
Like, I'm going to refer to WWE quickly. Their matches are quick. Their elimination matches are quick. But this, I was like, that's why I was a bit surprised with 40 minutes. But it was definitely worth it. They all did great.
It really does show how much the tag team championships mean to a company like Ring of Honor, apart from, say, a company like WWE. Really don't seem to value their tag team championships that much at all.
No.
This match was fantastic. We had a lot of back and forth action.
The eliminations took a while to come.
There was fantastic spots. When you see these 4 wrestlers go off at once, at least it was just 2 people in the ring and not 4 people. Because I think if there was 4 people in there, it would have been a bit overcrowded. But the way they did it, I thought was very good. I did enjoy this match a lot, in my opinion. It was probably the match of the night, apart from maybe the main event.
Well, I'll say this was match of the night.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, I really liked this match.
Yeah.
And it went down. They got eliminated. The first elimination were the
Briscoes.
Yeah. And then it went down to
the All Night Express. We have the world's greatest tag team, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, versus the Kings of Wrestling, which is kind of makes sense because we know they're probably the 2 best tag teams in there at the moment, champions and #1 contenders, so to speak. Yeah, because you really wanted Rhett Titus and Kenny King, didn't you?
With Charlie Haas in the end, but it didn't happen.
when you see a match like this, you just know it's going to be good from the teams in it, and you know that Ring of Honor have got 4 great tag teams, and they're putting them in all in one match. They maybe could have had 2 matches from it, but they put it all in one, and they made it quite long. So I can't complain about this match.
No, I'm going to say that this match was it definitely kept me entertained all the way through, every minute. I
maybe would have liked a title change here with it being elimination, but I guess maybe keeping the world's greatest tag team as the champions just kind of makes sense, as they've just won the titles.
But
need a title run.
They did. At the end of the match, it did show that there could be another match. Mate.
We had the 2 faced. We had I think the Briscoes come in and attack Charlie Haas and Sean Benjamin with the chairs. Then we had the face team. We had the face team against the sort of heel team in a way. So it might be hinting towards a future match. Maybe that's what NJ said anyway. So it might be hinting towards a future match. I did like the ending. It kind of continued on the feud, which I think it needs to be done. This could be a great feud. Between any of these teams, really, to be honest.
And I'm just looking forward to see who Charlie Haas and Sean Benjamin go on to face the title again.
I hope Kings of Wrestling, but that's just me. You would say Rhett Titus and Kenny King and All Express, wouldn't you?
They've got it.
Yeah, exactly. Shall we move on now to the much anticipated main event?
And now on to the main event. We had Davey Richards versus Eddie Edwards for the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Yep, and this is the battle of the American Wolves. The 2, they were a tag team, and then they obviously split up and did the singles competition. This was the match to decide who was the better wrestler out of the 2, because Eddie Edwards defeated Roderick Strong for the Ring of Honor World Championship, and Davey Richards wanted to challenge him. They're 2 very equally adept wrestlers, which makes this match pretty much perfect, in my opinion.
Again, like I told you during the match, I just weren't really into it.
No, it did start off slow. I'll give you that. It did start off very slow.
Yeah, and the whole match itself, I watched it, obviously, but it's just that I weren't feeling it. Because maybe I'm new to this, but maybe because I'm not sure these 2, but...
I think the problem is, because we haven't seen too much of the pre-match and the shows, we're not really invested into this rivalry too much. I'm invested into this rivalry mainly because I'm aware of their past, and I've seen matches that they've both been involved in, which makes my opinion of it much higher than what your opinion might be of it. I thought, again, this match started off very slow, but I think it needed to, because you need to start off slowly to kind of build to this finish. The match itself I thought was pretty decent between 2 guys that obviously have great in-ring chemistry, in my opinion.
As much as they had great chemistry, the ending, I think, weren't the best. Again, I just weren't sure of the ending. It weren't anything spectacular like I was hoping for.
I will say this: when you have a title change and a 36-minute match, you do expect a very explosive ending, especially to a pay-per-view. I don't really think we got it too much. I think what happened. I think, to be honest, my opinion is that there might be some sort of injury or something during the match.
They were kind of slow during the match. Maybe that was a sign.
There were points when both wrestlers could have been injured. I'm thinking it might have been something to do with that, but I'm not really sure. One thing I will say, though, is I thought this match was very good. I wouldn't say it was a 5-star match, but I would say that maybe the reason why this match wasn't the best was because maybe they could have kept it until they had a TV deal and promoted it that way, because they're probably the 2 best wrestlers they have in that company at the moment, if you know what I mean. Maybe they could have kept it until they've had a TV deal pay-per-view. I'm not really sure. Maybe at Final Battle or something. I don't know.
Could be, but like I said, it was... Like I said, the match before was the match for me. This match tried to be better, but I just... No.
It went on for pretty much the same amount of time. It's just that, I mean, I think the main problem with me is that I expected real high quality 5-star match, and I didn't get that, and I think that's why I'm a little bit disappointed in this match, maybe. But to be honest with you, the whole match was summed up by what happened after the match. We had you had them 2 tag team wrestlers
sharing their
emotions and stories, and that kind of added to the match, in my opinion, the whole sort of aftermath of it, because it was very emotional, and it was very, very well done as well.
Because for a match against each other, they did show connected at the end. They actually just hugged each other, actually spoke nicely to each other. I think it went pretty nicely from there.
Which is very good to see, especially in a company where you have a code of conduct. You have to shake hands before the match and stuff. It's very good to see, and it had a very unique ending in that way, didn't it? In the fact that they were embracing each other, and Davey Richards was telling a story about his grandma and grandpa, saying that he'd done it, and the crowd were with him every way. So good end to the pay-per-view, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. The match, maybe not, but the ending, yes.
So, shall we... let's give our overall thoughts then, Andrew.
Yeah.
Let's.
Well, my thoughts, because as we've said, it's roughly the first time I've actually watched
First one we watched and reviewed, yeah.
So what I will say is the only thing I really didn't like about this was, number one, it was mainly all about wrestling, which is good, but at the same time there was no hype or build up to anything else.
You need that balance in a pay-per-view, don't you, sometimes? Which is the problem with Ring of Honor. The wrestling is really good, but like you said, you do need a mixture of hype, video packages, interviews and stuff. So you are correct in that sense.
I found that they did fill their time up. At the end of every match, they would have a little segment of some sort.
Post-match segment, yeah.
Yeah. I'd give them thumbs up for that. But I would really like to have seen someone interviewing backstage saying, "How did you find your match?" Blah blah blah.
Because the hype for the matches wasn't great, was it? It was just a picture of something and.
Oh yeah. So again, there's loads of improvements, but the good points are good length matches.
Yep.
We had
great wrestling
in every match. I give it that.
Tag team.
Returns of wrestlers. So I'm not. It's not all bad, but there were some definitely good points.
Yeah, I do totally agree with NJ on that one, and I think a lot of people don't realise that. They just look at the wrestling, and they need to look at the overall product as a whole. Looking at it from the outside is very easy, but looking at it from the inside is where you really kind of need to look at it as well. If you want my opinion on the whole pay-per-view, I enjoyed this pay-per-view. I really do enjoy Ring of Honor pay-per-views because they do put good wrestling on, and that's something that I really want to look out for. And they also have good tag team wrestling, which is one thing that's lacking in TNA and WWE at the moment. And we also had the emotional ending as well, which I thought was very good. And El Generico and the title matches were very good. I didn't think too much of the first 4 matches, but I thought the title matches more than made up for that, in my opinion. And we saw Jay Lethal coming back. Elgin got another win. So in my opinion, I'd say this was sort of like a B pay-per-view. There are definite improvements there to be made. I think it's been pinpointed by this. And as they go into their TV deal, maybe that'll help them improve these things that we picked out.
Because when they get their TV deal, they're going to be in big competition with TNA. They're going to be in big competition with WWE. So I think they really need to look at what they've got and maybe look for improvements, as well as keeping going what they've already got. And
even though the Ring of Honor marks might not like it, they do have to maybe take a little bit of time away from wrestling and put more into hype, more into video packages and stuff. Because again, you just need that balance as a whole.
Because as we've said, first roughly just getting into Ring of Honor, it would have been good to see some video packages of the build-up of their matches.
Which we didn't see, which we saw all in the fucking intermission, which we had to skip because it was boring.
Yeah, so I'll say maybe it has its good points for us because it's just getting into it, but again, for full-time watchers, it weren't really needed. No.
I graded it a B. What would you grade it, NJ, overall for you? Starting off on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view
B minus.
B minus?
Yeah.
Sounds like a fair grade to me. So yeah, if you've watched the show, I know we're a week late, but make sure you put your comments on the show down below. You heard ours, we really want to hear yours, of course. NJ, you got any last words before I say goodbye to the people?
Well, you've heard our opinions, and it's just that maybe you disagree with us, because we've just said from how we feel. So
explain why you disagree with us.
That'd be a good point.
Yeah. Okay, then we can learn a little bit more about the product, hopefully.
That would be a very good help.
Better reviews in the future, hopefully. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching us. This is our first Ring of Honor pay-per-view, so please excuse us if we're a little bit out of date on the names and stuff. But anyway, that's been it from us, the British Fist, NJ.
Ka-ching.
We have been the British Fist, of course, like I say. Daniel Parkin and NJ.
What's up?
I was just about to say what's up. Say what's up again, NJ.
What's up?
There we go. That's a great way to end the show. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.